our first keynote speaker of the day, ili kako bi se reklo, onaj koji ima hrabrosti za otvaranja prvi.
Dragi gosti, zadovoljstvo nam je najaviti sljedeći govornika, stručnjaka koji će nas uvesti u budućnost CCTV tehnologije.
Yes, he's a well-known guest of the summit. He'll be joining us with his keynote speech. He represents his homeland of Poland, and with a smile on his face, he will be doing the future of AI-powered CCTV. Koji naslov, mora ovu umjetnu inteligenciju.
Evo ja ću nekako pojednostaviti. Naš naredni gost će nam pokazati kako se umjetna inteligencija koristi u nadzornim sistemima, ne samo da bi pratila, već i predviđala. Spremite se za fascinantan uvid u tehnologiju koja prelazi granice tradicionalne sigurnosti.
We welcome VSS President Expert and Technology Evangelist at Konica Minolta Business Solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Watchdog to Oracle, let's hear what our dear Jacek Weglarz has to offer. Welcome.
Izvolite.
Jeszcze Polska ne zginjela, dok mi živjemi. Nice to have you again. Sarela, smijevlite nas sigurno pretpratiti da možemo krenuti. You use this one. May the force be with you of AI.
I think this is going to be a good luck for me today because I just spilled water on myself. So this is not because of the opening explosion, yeah? Although when it exploded, I was kind of shocked. No, this was not it. This is water, I swear. Good morning. My name is Jacek Weglarz. And I think it's great that actually 5 years ago, today, on October 9, I was in Sarajevo on this stage in this hotel. So it's really great to be back. Now, what I want to talk about is the future of AI. Because everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. Of course, this is the trend. But what if AI can predict the future? What if AI can predict that something is about to happen? So first, before I get to artificial intuition, let's rewind to what we were speaking about last year, which I'm actually surprised because I thought it was 6 months ago, but this was really last year. So how many of you were on the summit in Slovenia last year? How many of you? Okay, good. So some of you will already know what I'm talking about. And for the rest of you, this will be new. So that's great. Now, what I was talking about then is that AI will replace us all. Well, that was just a catchy title, of course. We have nothing to worry about. But the companies that will not take AI on board have something to worry about because AI is the future whether they like it or not. Because AI is working 24/7. So instead of replacing a number of humans, I think it's going to enforce a good number of humans. It's going to help us because it's simply impossible with the amount of data that we have. If a security guard is watching 100 cameras, and that's not a lot, it's simply not possible to be able to know everything. So, okay, if you were here, if you were in Slovenia last year, please don't spoil. I want to do a little test with you. Don't tell the others what to do, okay? Don't spoil it. Now, I'm going to show you a video that's going to prove a point. Take a look at the white shirt guys. So the guys are going to wear white shirts, and they're going to pass the football to each other, okay? So the white shirts. Count how many times they pass the ball. So this is 1. This is 2, and keep counting. Let's see if the experiment works. How many? 12. Wow, this is a really good group. Usually we have 11, it's 12. This is true. But how many of you noticed the suicidal man? This guy over here, Hiki and Riki. How many of you noticed this guy? Oh, pretty good crowd. I've did this test for maybe 10,000 people already, and it's usually 5 to 10%. Why am I showing you this? It's not because I have 25 minutes of presentation, so I need to put some more videos. It's because this was one video. This was one channel. So this is just like one camera channel. So we are 200 people or more focusing on it, and we still can miss something. So we need AI's help. Because let's take another experiment. Can you see any people here? This is typical CCTV setup. It's only 9 cameras. Can you see any people? Yeah, okay, good, good. The answer is there are people almost every one of those videos. So there was a person here. There was a person here. There was a person here, which is really difficult to catch. So it's simply impossible to be able to catch it if we are only operating by our own eyes. We can, of course, trust ourselves, but this is why we need AI. Now, if you are looking at a screen with a lot of people walking around, and you're looking for me, for example, you're trying to catch me, try to catch me in one of those cameras. It's only 9. It's impossible. I was actually here. This was before I had my beard. But AI doesn't lose anything, yeah? So face recognition can catch me. It's simply no way without it. But it's great that face recognition is advancing too, because for certain things like access control, some people are saying that, okay, but I don't know, you can probably cheat it. You can record a video of yourself because some systems are checking for blinking. Yeah? So some systems are checking if this is a picture or a real person just by checking if the person is blinking. Now, usually we build a map, a 2D map of the face, of course, with the distances between certain points on the face, and that works. It works in public, but for access control, I think it's not just good enough. So we also are advancing in that technology with a 3D model of the face. So something that is actually very, very similar to an iPhone's Face ID. So you see here that there are many, many blinks on my body and on my face. So those are thousands of tiny dots, and there's a time of flight sensor that is building a 3D map of my face. So you cannot cheat this kind of stuff with simply showing the picture. And that's exactly, as I said, the same technology that they use with Face ID on the iPhone. And Face ID on the iPhone is still the leading face recognition on mobile phones. And I tested it. It really works like that. So if you see it in infrared, that's what your iPhone does to you, yeah? So it's actually quite overwhelming. And this is something that is trusted. So Face ID and 3D time-of-flight building models of the face is something that is trusted by banks. Yeah, so you can actually log into your bank using your face with a 3D mapping. Applications like this Polish one, mObywatel, which is a government application for showing your ID, for showing your driver's license, opening your car, opening your home. You can do that with biometrics, real biometrics that cannot be cheated. So that's advancing also, but everybody is asking about GDPR. This big GDPR monster, everybody's scared of it. Well, it's actually not that tough, yeah? It's been already a couple of years since everybody has been really scared about it, but it is still possible to do face recognition, even with public spaces, even following the AI Act. So my dear friend Vito is going to talk about it later, and my friend Emilia is going to talk about it later during the panel. So don't miss it. They're going to talk about face recognition in public spaces. But AI is so much more. So, for example, AI can help you with the GDPR and help you block the faces. This video is exported directly from the camera. There was no Photoshop, no magic, no video processing, anything like this. And what is important is it's already smart enough, because AI is smart enough to be able to delay the stream and do the blurring of the face immediately. So it's going back half a second. So even before you appear on the screen, it's already blocking your face. You can see here, if I go frame by frame, AI is simply going back and already blocking before you appear. So this is something that I was trying to tell my colleagues in my previous company, manufacturing, that this is what's supposed to be done, and now we finally made it in Konica Minolta. So you see that my face is being blurred before I even appear. But AI, of course, is not just great for security, as we all agreed. So things like AI nurse. Healthcare is very, very important. We have a very big shortage of labor. We have a very big shortage of people working in the healthcare industry. So some companies think, okay, we can give cameras and VMS to the nurse, right? Well, no, I think that's simply creepy to watch your grandma sleeping at night. So we have a better solution. We have a solution that AI can actually detect a bed, detect a person, and if the person is in the bed, if they're on the side, if they're maybe on the floor, if everything is okay. So this is where I think we should be headed with AI. Yeah? Not necessarily making funny videos on TikTok, etc., but this is what I think AI is so important. And of course, privacy is important. So it's not really a camera, it's a sensor. So the camera can actually see, yeah, and AI can change the scene, check the scene, and notify us immediately if a patient falls. But actually, nobody will ever see the video because, again, we don't want anybody to watch our parents, grandparents in their bed. So you see that the sensor only sends the metadata. So I think that our friends are going to also appreciate it during the healthcare panel later on. But of course, we need to be able also to detect things like fights. Yeah, we have so many models now, so we can detect fights. We can detect guns, rifles. So those guys today that scared me so much, they will be detected immediately. Now, things like fall detection. For example, any kind of industrial situation. So if there is a person in some kind of factory and they fall down, or in a healthcare facility, it will be detected immediately. And of course, something that is so popular and everybody's asking for it is the ability to search for a person based on what they're wearing. If they have a bag, what they're wearing, etc. So there's many things. But AI has a dark side. The dark side of AI is this. Looks realistic, right? Well, Biden is robbing somebody? Well, this is probably a real video. Oh, I wish, right? So this is crazy what AI can actually do, and this is very convincing. Remember that in court, most of the criminal cases are being solved from CCTV evidence. This is my favorite. This is so funny. So it's also very important to be able to protect ourselves from fake videos like this. So if we have an original video of somebody stealing a tablet, yeah, you will never guess who stole the tablet, yeah, you can tell. And if somebody edits it, we can also check that. This is why we need good systems, right? So of course we need every frame to be signed. Everything that we give to the court needs to be original. So if we have a video that has been played with, suddenly no signal, yeah, the court gets a video with maybe different face, changed by the dark side of AI, then of course that will be an alarm that this is not real. Okay, so what is next? I keep saying AI. So let's say, until now, AI was artificial intelligence. But where the industry is headed is in the artificial intuition. Artificial intuition. So again, we have that person watching all those monitors, overwhelmed with data. So let's give an example. Okay, this is a city surveillance. Yeah? What kind of analytics, you can say whatever. What kind of analytics would you use in this kind of situation in a city? What do you think? Any ideas? What would you use in a typical city surveillance camera like that? Maybe some traffic, right? Maybe any other ideas? Oh, we have a lot of ideas. I cannot hear though. Counting cars. Somebody said guns. People, of course. Absolutely. And that's what everybody would think, because that makes the most sense, right? It makes the most sense to do those kind of things. But the problem with typical AI analytics is you have a video, you have an operator, and every frame will be checked with the AI deep learning model for whatever operator asks for. So the entire frame, every frame is checked. Is there a car? Is there a person? Is there a gun? Let's count the cars. But then if we ask those questions, first of all, of course, we need a lot of computing power to be able to do all of those things. And we have to predict it. So we have to know what we are expecting. So for cars and people, that's quite simple. Of course, you need to have good enough servers, so you're spending the money for the hardware. But then for every additional action, like maybe if somebody is slipping and falling, you need additional power. So you need to spend additional money. If you want to check if the car is making a U-turn, you need to also get better hardware. Is there a fight? Every action, every model, additional model is additional computing power and additional money. And you have to expect it. You have to know that it might happen. And that's the problem. Now, This looks amazing. Yeah, that's what we can do, of course. And this is a perfect picture for LinkedIn. Perfect picture for LinkedIn. But if the security guard gets this kind of picture, it's data overload. How many of you noticed this? So everybody's focusing, oh, this is great on those people, but there's something, smoke and fire coming out from an exploding car. You wouldn't expect that to happen. So this is something similar. We're watching all those people, cars moving, and we miss something like that. So how can we predict the unpredictable? Well, in artificial intuition, the AI is going to self-learn the scene. So the camera is there, and for 7 days and more, the camera is going to learn what is normal, what is typical behavior. And it creates an optical hash, so it has its own language, something like this. It doesn't check in every frame, is there fire, is there a person, is there fight? No, it first checks if there's something abnormal, some different kind of movement. Then, if it detects something abnormal, then and only then it will actually inform the person, the monitoring person, there is something abnormal. Yeah, so you get information that there is something that is not okay. And then it will put it through, of course, the deep learning process and tell you, and this was fire. So instead of checking every single frame, is there fire? Is there a person? Is there a car? Is there a fight? It will do the hash, it will check for something abnormal, and then let you know, hey, there is a fire there. Nobody would expect a car exploding in a city like this, right? So there's other examples like that. For example, here, you cannot do fire and smoke analytics here because there's always going to be fire and smoke here. But if it's in the place that it shouldn't be, and it never has been before like that, if you put wet metal inside the melting, then it could work. Because if you do it traditionally, come on, there will be always smoke and fire. So the artificial intuition can let you know, okay, there is a fire and smoke, but in different place than usual. Or here, protective equipment detection. That's typical, of course, everybody has it, we do that. But what if the customer wanted that? So they turn on the artificial intuition, everything is fine, they protect the employees, but then there was a water leak. That's something they cannot expect, and there's literally very little analytics that can do that, yeah? So the operator can get information, check there's something strange that never happened before. Or for example, on the border patrol, of course, this is typical. A person crossing is easy. That's very typical. You see a person, every camera, everybody can do it, of course, with the good image. But if you have a situation like, for example, here, somebody's trying to open the defense with a car jack, or this looks like a bird, somebody's trying to cut the wires, yeah? It doesn't look like a person, so you cannot get a notification this is a person because AI doesn't see it as a person, or something like that. You gotta really predict it, because who would think that somebody would try to put on fire this kind of pole? But then you can still get an information from artificial intuition that the intuition is something is wrong and you should check it. This is my favorite. This is in my beloved Poland. Those things happen sometimes. Oops, why is it not playing? Was that censored? I think this video will not play today for some reason, so let's go to the next one. But yeah, I'll give it another try because I really want to show you the detection of drunk guys in fountains. But I think we're not lucky enough today. So things like people crossing in an illegal place, yeah? You wouldn't normally cross over here, or you wouldn't normally drive a bike in a location like this. I want to give another try to this video. I think we have some bug with the presentation. I was late for the rehearsal. Or how about Is the presentation live? Nothing is happening. Oh, my presentation is 700 megabytes. This is one of the smallest one, but maybe, yeah, okay, there we go. Fortunately, we're back. Or again, cars making U-turns, for instance, yeah, something that you wouldn't be normal. And then you don't have to set it up. If it's abnormal, you will just get notification. Oh, that's interesting video. How about tailgating? So normally, in an office environment or in some logistics areas, a car should come one by one. You can get information, somebody's tailgating, 2 cars are coming at once. Or maybe if a person is going through a gate with a car at the same time, which they're not supposed to do also. And I see that video also doesn't play. This is why we do rehearsals. Let's try that again. For instance, a person trying to throw an object over a fence, just like that. There's simply no analytics that can really detect it. You cannot expect that. But again, with the artificial intuition creating an optical hash, it can actually see this is something that never happened and still inform you. Or how about places like airports? This is hopefully not why my flight from Zagreb was delayed. Yeah, this is something that shouldn't happen, and you don't expect that to happen. But artificial intuition can see, all right, there is a plane, there is a radiance, so it can inform the authorities, it can inform the security personnel, go and do something about it, because obviously the people over here, they don't have time to call, okay, there's a fire. They are focusing on putting the fire down. So we can also get notified that this abnormal situation could be potentially dangerous, and the person will actually check the situation. Let's try that again. We're not really lucky with the videos today for some reason. Anyway, so I can, I guess, describe to you what happens in this video. Animals crossing by, because the problem is for traffic surveillance, you cannot really predict what might happen. Of course, the problem might be somebody stopping on the side of the highway, or perhaps somebody, just stopping in the highway and there is a traffic. But you don't expect, for instance, a tire falling from a truck, or an animal crossing, which is a game also. And then it could potentially be very, very dangerous. Okay, this video is not going to play for us, but you see the point. Something abnormal happens, you get a notification. So it's not filter-based, because you cannot predict that there will be an animal crossing or a car will explode in the city. It's actually intuition-based. But it, of course, also can be filter-based. So all those things you can expect will work. So let's see what comes next. I'm really excited to see what AI brings to us, not just artificial intelligence, but also artificial intuition. So visit our booth. We'll be here all 2 days. We'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you for having me, and have a great event. Thank you.